let's make a dad t-shirt. So I have this t-shirt, I put an ink mat underneath it, and then what I'm going to do is try to recreate the picture from our catalog. So that's where this idea came from. I'm just recreating something I saw in our catalog. And I started out by measuring, and then I gave up on that. And my lines aren't very straight in the end, but it's still cute. So did you know that you can use our ink to paint on fabric? This is the first time I did it, and I'm pretty impressed. So I taped off a little section, and I used Bumblebee, and I painted it. And then I pulled up the tape while it was still wet. So I did a little bit at the top of the Bumblebee, and then I used the Cadet in the bottom. It's either Cadet or Colonial. I will put a link to everything I used up above and also in the comments. So I used the blue on the bottom, and again, I just taped it off, pulled off the tape while it was still wet. Now, you're not supposed to dry anything while it's on the ink mat, so I really lightly, quickly dried it a little bit just so that I could move on. If you're going to do this, you might just want to let it dry naturally, but it didn't pull up any paint, so I mean, it worked out okay. See? So then I just did a really thin line in between of just the t-shirt and put some more Bumblebee. And then I'm going to do one more row of the Bumblebee. So I tape it off. I dried it just a little bit real quick. And at this point, I gave up on the measuring. But I did another line of the Bumblebee. And it's so easy to paint with it, you guys. It's not as thick as the paste, so it goes on real easy. And I pulled up the tape while it was still wet. And then the last two rows, I'm going to use the papaya. So I dried it a little bit again. And then we're going to do two more rows, and they're going to be the papaya. It's kind of an orangey color. Now, you can see it in this one, but I kind of like to start up on the tape and pull down. So, and then on the bottom, I pull up. So I'm not going into the tape, just so I didn't want it to bleed under the tape. So I kind of, from the top, I pulled down. I put my brush on top of the paint and pulled down. And on the bottom part, I put my brush on the tape and pulled up. And it worked out pretty good. I had no bleeding. So I dried it a little bit, and we're going to do one more row. Again, I'm just going to use the papaya, and you can see I'm pulling down from the tape. Worked out pretty good. You learned something new. Well, I did anyway. And I actually made this as a birthday gift, you guys, but this would be a great Father's Day gift. If you got this transfer in our latest launch, this is a really cute idea. And you can just put it on a t-shirt without doing these lines, but I thought it was really cute. It kind of made it look kind of retro. So once I was done with all those, I pulled all the tape off. Look how crisp it looks, you guys. I mean, I'm kind of impressed. Are you impressed? Let me know. And then I dried it a little bit, and then I put the transfer down. So I just lined it up, and then you want to make sure that there's no bubbles. So you put it down and you smooth it out. There's no bubbles. And then I just used the bright white to go over the transfer. And it says, it's not a dad bod, it's a father figure. It's kind of cute, right? So I just pull across. If you watch me, you know that I kind of like to pull in one direction so that if there is a bubble, you're pulling it out, up and out. The bubbles are up and out. So then I pulled that off, and I dried it a little bit. And then once it was dry, I heat set it. So I just put a piece of parchment paper on top of it. I took the mat out by the way. And then I just put a piece of parchment paper on, and then you just heat it up for about 30 seconds. You would just want to make sure you get everything for about 30 seconds. Then you turn it inside out and do the other side. Now you can wash it, dry it, and it's going to stay. It's not going to go away. But I think it came out really cute. Let me know what you think. I did put everything I used in a cart link in the top and the bottom. Hit that like button, share for me, and make sure you're following me. Thank you.